Welcome to our podcast Expert Rant, where we bring seasoned professionals and experts to get their real life insights, their wisdom, and their stories, and also the occasional rant. Today, we are going to be speaking about the commando mindset and how it can be applied in day to day life. We have with us Major Dr. Deepak Rao. Now, Major Dr. Deepak Rao is the India's legendary commando trainer, pioneer of close quarter battle, and architect of close combat. He trained 25,000 commandos for 30 years from various forces, bringing awareness to the CQB methodology. He helped modernization of CQB and reflex shooting for army commands. After Taj terror, he was made resource for Home Ministry and helped training 15 state police anti-terror units. He was made the brand ambassador of Indian Army and TA in 2011 along with MS Dhoni and Abhinav Bindra. Major Deepak Rao has authored the world's first close combat ops encyclopedia, which went into FBI, Interpol, and SWAT libraries as the only Indian book on fighting terror. So, welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Harshit?
Thank you. I am fine too. So,
By the way, I am honorary Major Deepak Rao.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for correcting. So, you have trained the commandos for 15 years or 20 years. How
25 years.
sorry again 25 years, so what does a commando do?
A commando is a special forces man who is trained to do impossible tasks. Generally, a commando is sent behind enemy lines to execute a mission which would otherwise require large number of troops. So a small commando team, maybe a team of 8 to 16 commando troops would be inserted behind enemy lines. Either they would parachute down or they would be inserted by road or by other means. Then they would go there, they would recce the enemy setup, they would make a plan and they would execute the mission. Generally, it would be a raid or it would be a sabotage of the ammo dump, and then all hell will break loose. The entire enemy will, scamper behind them. After their blood, they would evade and escape, and saving their life and surviving the terrain, they would come back to our own lines. So it's a do or die or do and die mission, and that is the reason they are extraordinary soldiers. So they are force multipliers. A small team of 8 or 10 people would do the work of a large number of troops, say 1 company or 2 company in conventional battle. So that is what a commando does.
So, a normal soldier and a commando, they both don't have the same training, as in
No, not at all. A commando is trained to be a super soldier. He is trained in multiple areas of expertise. He is trained not only in assault as a general soldier, he is also trained in communication, navigation, paramedic support, demolition, that is an explosive expert. He is trained in multiple fields, and that's the reason why he performs as a force multiplier. He is also trained to be capable of extraordinary superhuman fitness. He is capable of 60 kilometer, 80 kilometer run cross country in one go, trained to endure the rigors of all kinds of terrain. He is trained to high altitude, he is trained to survive in swamps, deserts, jungles. his body is made to withstand the highest, challenges of the land. So a commando is extraordinarily trained.
So, how can a civilian have this? Means there is. I don't think the training which is given to a commando can be given to a civilian. But is there something that can be taken from this a commando? As in the training, can there be some training for
I
it?
understand you're trying to ask me how a commando mindset can be used by civilians in day to day life. Well, let me tell you that as much training as a commando undertakes in weaponry, in physical fitness, much more is the commando mindset, because the commando is trained to have a particular mindset. He basically believes that nothing is impossible. He believes that almost impossible situation, which is completely gone out of hand, can be turned like this. So that's the mindset. Now that kind of mindset requires certain protocols, and those protocols which a commando employs, special operating protocols, which are much more rigorous than the regular forces. You see, these protocols can be utilized by anybody, any common man from any walk of life, and he can get the kind of success which a commando gets. So that is the reason why you see the commando mindset is of interest to a lot of people from various walks of life, and that's the reason perhaps why I'm here talking to you about it.
So, what would be the first protocol that civilian should have?
I understand. Let's not talk of the first protocol. I just tell you about how I think that a civilian can live his day like a commando. You see, the first important thing is get up at first light. You see, commandos, they operate at first light. So you get up at first light, Don't get up at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning because you had a late night. You must rise before the sun. So if sunrise is at 6 o'clock, you have to rise at 5:45. 5:45, you're up. That is the first important lesson, to be like a commando. Number 2, as soon as you get up, you begin your workout, your physical training workout, because that's what a commando does. He gets up and he trains. So either you go to the gym or you go for a run, or you do your freehand calisthenics at home. Whatever your exercise system may be, you get up first, immediately you get into training mode. After that, when you have breakfast, you sit down and you make a plan for the day. A plan for the day. You cannot have a day which is random. Like a commando plans each and every move of his operation, you too must have a plan for the day. Outline what are your tasks for the day. Outline what are your obligations for the day. What are your duties? If you have to perform some things at work, outline them. If you have some family commitments, outline them. If you have to go for your child's parent-teachers meeting, outline that also. Have a plan how you're going to live that particular day. Then you insert, a commando inserts generally by air, he parachutes down, or by road. So you insert, meaning perfect timing, go to your office. Don't be late. See that you reach your office on time. As soon as you reach there, the first thing that a commando does when he reaches his area of operation is he reccees. So you too need to take stock of what is happening at your area of work. Has your boss come? Your reporting manager come? What are their moods? What is the energy going around in the office? Are there any tight deadlines to be met? And is there any work pressure? Have the people to report to you, the subordinates who work under you, whether they have come whether they have finished their tasks, you need to brief. You need to decide what is your task at work for the day. Now, you make a plan A, that is the best possible plan for execution of your task. You make a plan B, that is contingency. If your plan A fails, then you have to have an alternative plan, that is your plan B. You may also have a plan C even if that fails. And finally, you have plan Z. Plan Z is when all hell breaks loose and the operation cannot be completed, then a commando just survives. He saves his life and he gets back to friendly lines. So you make all your plans, plan A, B, C and plan Z along with your team. That is the brief. Thereafter, you execute your plan, you execute your mission. You go ahead and you do whatever task your work has, allocated to you. And thereafter, after the task is executed, you need to minimize your collateral damages. When a commando shoots, he shouldn't shoot at his own buddies. And if there are any people who have, injured, he has to cater to them. So you too got to ensure that if you hurt someone, if you rubbed the wrong shoulder, if you have, some of your teammates are dissatisfied, you need to get them together and you need to minimize collateral damage. So that is how you go about your work. Thereafter, you need to extract, that is get out of your area of operation. So extraction means leave your office on time. Do not extend your office hours. That does not mean that you don't do your work. Your work has to be finished within the allocated time. But it's also important for you to maintain work-life balance. You have to get back to your home right on time because there's a family waiting for you and there's your personal life waiting for you. So extraction is very, very, very important. After you're back home, you now need to debrief. So go for a walk. Think about how you spent your day during the walk. What corrections you need to make. What were the best parts of your day. Go over everything with debrief. Learn newer lessons for the next day. And very, very, very important, rest and recoup. After all this is done, you need to rest on time. You need to go to bed on time and you need to get yourself ready for the next mission, that is the next day. So I think I have already filled you about how a common man can use commando protocols in his day-to-day life.
Okay. That was great that you spoke about how a civilian can live his day, as in something that I also will be able to apply in my life. To have a good day, I think, is a very important thing in the larger scheme of things. So, when it comes to leadership, how can we have a commando mindset?
Okay, commando mindset applied to leadership. You see, leadership is always, a leader is seen to be or thought to be conventionally as a guy who is very loud, boisterous, who commanding his team, very stern, strict, a bully essentially. But that's not how it should be. A leader is somebody who knows how to get the best out of his team. A leader is somebody who keeps his ego aside and works more for the team. A leader is one who makes sure that his work speaks more for him than what he speaks for himself. That's very, very important, qualities of a leader. Now, to outline in brief leadership which you can use in your workplace, which you can use in your family, which you can even use when you're out, with your friends, because everything needs planning and all planning needs a leader. You always need a leader who leads people to give their maximum potential. So very important first for a leader is to define the task. The task needs to be defined. At work you need to define the quantity of work, the quality of work, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. You need to define the budgets, you need to define the time durations that you take, and you need to define what resources you are going to use, whether you're going to use a large number of resources or you will manage with minimum. You need to define what acceptable complications are and what unacceptable complications are. You need to define all of this to your team. Thereafter, you need to delegate. You need to delegate parts of the operation or parts of your task to appropriate members. Once you are delegated, you need to also remember during delegation, you need to give responsibility. Meaning your team member must have the right to make his own decisions and he must be held responsible for what goes right and what goes wrong. Once you have delegated, then you need to sit on your management chair and you need to monitor whether the job is going as per quality, as per time, and without any complications. In case the job meets up with a hurdle, or in case a member needs additional support, he cannot demand that support directly from his lateral. He needs to report to his vertical head, and the vertical head will then allot, if he feels or if he deems so, he is then going to allot another team member to help him. That's very important. Once the job is concluded, then it's essential that all team members come together and there's a debrief held. Complications need to be handled by the leader in a manner he feels appropriate. Once the debrief is done, you need to reward people who have done well. You see, like every operation, commando operation, there are people who are rewarded with Sena medal and with so many other, decorations. So you need to reward people who have done well, and you need to take people to task who haven't done well. Okay. So once this is done, then you can conclude that the job is over. So leadership is about basically management of a task, handling people, ensuring that they do their job, ensuring that the job is done on time, and ensuring that there's a plan, and in the end making sure that the complications are handled. So those are the commando way of leadership.
Very interesting. I think in corporate, I think it's always, there is a diplomatic way of handling things and it's not that straightforward. So,
but when you corporate start following the commando way or the military way, you're going to get a lot of success. And that is the reason why today a large part of the corporate sector, you see, leaders are all ex-military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need that change. Correct. That's great. It's a very great insight. I think it's something that I would like to really apply in my life. As in, I have been managing a team, and it's very, what you said, it really resonates. I think this is something that if I do, I'll get results. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
you will.
Yeah. So great. Moving on, we have these commando slogans. I would like you to explain these slogans because it's something that will help the civilians, I believe. So
civilians get inspired by these commando slogans.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the first slogan is impossible is nothing.
Impossible is nothing. Every task is possible. You do not approach a task with the idea that this will fail. You approach it with the idea that this will succeed. Do not look for what can make the job fail. Look for what can make the job work.
Yeah. Okay. Who dares wins.
Who dares wins. It's only the guy who dares to do the impossible. He is the guy who wins. The guy who doesn't have the courage or who believes that a particular job cannot be attained because of fear, you see, he is not going to do it. So who dares wins.
It's not about the size of the dog in the fight.
Yes, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. It's not, how well asseted you are for a particular task. It's about how desperate you are to get the task done.
More sweat in peace, less blood in war.
Yes, the more you train during peacetime in your protocols, in your fitness, and in your virtues, the less complications in war, the less blood, the less loss in war. So, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war.
So in life, we don't have any war situations as such. for a
Exactly.
civilian.
So, the more you prepare for a particular task, the less complications there will be in the task. The more you prepare for your work, the more successful your work will be, and there will be less complications.
A road less traveled.
A road less traveled. See, everything about commandos is about unconventional warfare. Unconventional warfare means out of the box solutions. So you got to take out of the box solutions for all those issues which do not get sorted the regular way. That's very, very, very important. You see, during World War, the commando ideology, the commando troops were born because David Sterling thought that you could use parachutes to get behind enemy lines. The whole concept of using a parachute and inserting behind enemy lines was David Sterling. He was a young lieutenant who went and gate barged into his army commander's office, and he said, "Sir, I believe that we can enter the enemy lines by using a parachute." So it's supposed to be a ridiculous idea at that time, but then that is how the entire para regiment and paratroopers and para commandos were born. So unconventional warfare is basically out of the box solutions. So if you think that a job is not getting done by the regular way, you think of what other unconventional out of the box way you can use to get a job done. So that's all about unconventional warfare, the road less traveled. I like it. Yeah.
Wow, superb. Great. So, what's your personal routine?
My personal routine. Okay, I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I spend about 30 minutes meditating. After that, I go out for a short run. I take sunlight. I go for a short run. I come back. I have a good breakfast made of eggs and milk, like you are taught in school. After that, I train for about 2 hours. Then 10 o'clock, I do weight training. I do mixed martial arts. I do freehand calisthenics. I train with equipments. I hit bags. I kick bags. I use the ground dummy for ground moves, jiu-jitsu. And after that, I'm off to work. My work could be research, or it could be, outdoors, or if I'm on assignment, then I'm on a different place altogether training commandos. Back home, in the evening, I take a walk, like I advised everybody. I debrief about the day. I spend time with my family, and I'm off to bed by 10 o'clock. So that's my routine. Up at 5:30 and in bed by about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
What are you researching these days? What is the thing that you are curious about?
Oh well, my job of commando training is about innovations. So it's a constant research, variety of subjects. We'll talk about it some other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was nice talking to you, sir. I think we are going to greatly benefit by this session, this podcast, this discussion that we have had. Thank you, Honorary Major Deepak Rao. I'm glad that I could have this discussion with you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
This is Expert Rant. I am your host, Harshit. Thank you.